Good Monday evening, July 14th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. The Wenatchee Valley Fire Department was kept reasonably busy over the weekend with structure fires reported in both Wenatchee and East Wenatchee. About 77 street, road, and sidewalk improvements are scheduled as part of the City of Wenatchee's 6-year transportation plan approved by the City Council last week. Slightly cooler and breezy tomorrow with another warm-up on the way Wednesday through the upcoming weekend. Your full local weather forecast is coming up. Trial is due to start next week in a former utility inspector's lawsuit against the East Wenatchee Water District. Brian Niffen worked for the water service for 27 years. He left in 2021 alleging that he'd suffered disability discrimination after suffering 2 back injuries while turning heavy valves on the job. Niffen filed a federal lawsuit 2 years ago claiming the district failed to accommodate his disability and fired him to protect its insurance rather than make reasonable changes to his employment. Last month, a federal judge in Spokane dismissed one of Niffen's 5 causes of action, but a jury trial on the matter is scheduled to begin July 21st. He's suing the Water District for damages as well as lost wages and attorney's fees. The Wenatchee Valley Fire Department was kept reasonably busy over the weekend with structure fires reported in both Wenatchee and East Wenatchee that required attempts at pet rescue. Chief Brian Brett discussed those incidents this morning with NCWLIFE's Dan Kuntz on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. With a red flag warning in effect today and no relief in sight from the heat, Brett says people need to be attentive to the ongoing risks of wildfire.
Well, on average, we get dispatched to a reported building on fire every 38 hours. And over the weekend, we were dispatched on Friday to a fire on 3rd Street in Wenatchee coming from the basement. Crews arrived to find significant heat and fire in the basement. Were able to contain it to the basement and not impact the first floor. And as they went in to search for occupants, they were able to locate 4 cats. And 2 of them were obviously deceased. 2 of them they brought out and attempted resuscitation on because we didn't find any people that needed resuscitation. Therefore, we go right to the animals because they're our family too.
Sure.
Unfortunately, we were unsuccessful at reviving the cats, but the family appreciates the effort. Sunday, we had another house fire over in East Wenatchee that went from the outside porch up into the attic. Significant involvement in the attic when crews arrived. Very hot that day and windy. When crews entered into the home, they found 4 dogs. They were able to get one of them out. They pulled the other 3 out and were unable to save them as well. So it was a tough weekend for pets. That affects everybody. It's like losing a person. It affects us all. Crews always do their best to try and save your pets.
You know the forecast for most of this week, especially the next 48 hours. You, as much as anybody, keep a very close eye on this. This is going to be the next 48 hours are critical, aren't they, right now?
They are. The wind, you can feel it. It's like standing in a hairdryer out there. Brings that humidity to critical levels, and it just makes it so difficult for us when we have an ignition with the wind like this and that low humidity. Our shrub step, just as everyone knows, burns like crazy during this time.
Wenatchee police say the Wenatchee man ordered to prison for 12 years last week for assaulting his spouse has already violated the terms of his sentence. 43-year-old Christopher Donald Pettick pleaded guilty to attempted first-degree assault, witness tampering, and court order violations in the April assault in which he punched and strangled his paralyzed wife. Among the conditions imposed by Judge Travis Brandt was a no-contact order requiring Pettick not to contact his wife by any means for the next 10 years. But Wenatchee police monitoring phone calls from the Chelan County Jail say Pettick called and spoke to his wife at least 5 times the day after he was sentenced on July 9th. Investigators are seeking 5 new charges of court order violations. Chelan County prosecutors have yet to act on that request. The club that manages the Levvenworth ski hill and other winter sports opportunities in the Upper Valley has taken a historic step, hiring its first executive director. Murray Bartholomew, a Nordic coach and marketing strategist, was named to the position by the board of the Levvenworth Winter Sports Club. That nonprofit has operated downhill and cross-country ski enterprises throughout the Levvenworth area for decades, including the ski hill and its ski jump facilities. The club says with Bartholomew at the helm, it plans to support the long-term sustainability of winter sports in the valley while strengthening its relationships with partner organizations, schools, and volunteers. The club is currently building expanded bathroom facilities at its main ski lodge, which has stood since 1936. When we come back, former 2024 Miss East Cascades was officially crowned Miss Washington on Saturday, and the city of Wenatchee has a new organization to help advise its city council. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Welcome to the summer of good. Good people, good taste, good vibes, and good, well, everything. When you're ready for some old-fashioned good, Abby's is your place. We've been celebrating summers around the PNW for over 60 years. At Abby's, good is a legendary tradition.
Holy pepperoni, Abby Man. It's the hometown hero bursting onto the scene this July at a special price, starring classic pepperoni, green peppers, and Italian sausage. One bite and wham. Don't miss the summer's biggest blockbuster. The hometown hero has arrived at Abby's.
Central Washington Water understands the power of healing waters. If part of your wellness routine includes hot heat from a sauna, Central Washington Water now carries indoor and outdoor infrared and hot rock saunas by Tilo. Research shows there are many health benefits to a cold plunge after a good workout or a relaxing time in your sauna. Harness the power of water in a hot spring spa, plug-and-play spas, a Tilo sauna, or a cold plunge tub. Stop by Central Washington Water, your wellness experts.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
Former 2024 Miss Cascades and 2025 Miss Spokane, Amber Pike, was officially crowned Miss Washington on Saturday. This is not Pike's first time vying for the Miss Washington title. She earned the runner-up spot in 2023 as Miss Pierce County after moving to Washington from Alaska and represented Chelan, Douglas, and Okanagan counties in the Miss East Cascades competition. Pike will now go on to represent our state in the Miss America pageant in Orlando, Florida this September. The competition will consist of modeling evening gowns, showcasing talents, answering questions, and more. About 77 street, road, and sidewalk improvements are scheduled as part of the City of Wenatchee's 6-year transportation plan approved by the City Council on Thursday night. That plan features about $612 million worth of street work, the largest part coming from the $174 million Confluence Parkway. More than $500 million for all projects comes from state and federal funding. Individual projects set to start next year include a new turn lane on Western Avenue at 5th Street, replacing the bridge on Millardale Avenue across the irrigation canal, and traffic signal improvements throughout the city budgeted at up to $700,000. The City of Wenatchee has a new organization to help advise its City Council. The Junior City Council was created Thursday by unanimous vote on the elected council. It's designed to engage high school students in local governance and will feature 7 members and 2 alternates from public and private high school programs as well as homeschoolers. Some potential members spoke up in favor of the new committee. Coming up next, a local Eastmont High School student has gone viral on the popular video platform TikTok for offering free haircuts in the community. We'll bring you his story in tonight's feature story. Slightly cooler and breezy for Tuesday with temperatures back into the 90s the rest of the week and the weekend. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
There's no place like home. Because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories. And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
The pitch by Busich. Avalanche Apple Sox are back on the NCWLIFE channel. Watch as they take on the Nanaimo Night Owls Friday, July 18th. Coverage brought to you by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Abby's Pizza, Apple Valley Honda, Biosports Physical Therapy, Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, and Highlander Golf Course and Grill. Your exclusive television home for Apple Sox baseball is the NCWLIFE channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
A local Eastmont High School student has gone viral on the popular video platform TikTok for offering free haircuts in the community. 17-year-old Jonathan Salgado has now received over 4 million views on his various TikTok videos. In tonight's feature story, NCWLIFE's Casey Safford spoke with Salgado about why he started giving free haircuts and how he's working to obtain his barber's license.
So Jonathan, why don't you go ahead and start by telling us all how old you are and where you go to school here?
I'm 17 years old and I go to Eastmont High School.
Great. All right, so tell us what sparked your interest in becoming a barber and how you got started learning how to do that.
So what really sparked my interest is that I just didn't like how other barbers would cut my hair, and I just started getting into that, just watching YouTube videos, watching TikTok videos, and I always liked barber videos. So I just really got into that, just watching a lot of tutorials.
So how did you get started doing that? Did you get some equipment at home and practice on your siblings or something, or?
Yeah, I saved up my cherry money from working in the orchards, and then I started practicing on my little brother. He didn't like it at first, but now he gets free haircuts, so it's
great.
Yeah.
All right, well, you started posting on your TikTok around 2023 and have now amassed over 35.5 thousand followers on your account, JS Blends. Can you explain for us the process and dedication it takes to consistently post and grow an online following of that kind?
It takes a lot of consistency, a lot of hard work on the media part, just really researching what's working, what's not working. And yeah, it just takes a lot of dedication. Like, you gotta really want it.
Let's go ahead and get started talking about the free haircuts that you've been doing in the community to help grow your online presence. Tell us more about why you decided to start doing that.
Well, before I even started cutting hair, I didn't have too much money. I would have to save up money to get haircuts, and like going to the barber shop, like charging, like it was high prices. So just by doing these free haircuts for people who really need it, people who don't have enough money for a good haircut, because you could have enough money for like a cheap haircut, but it's not as good. So just being out there giving people free haircuts that are actually really good quality haircuts, then I feel like I'm making a big impact by doing that.
That's great. Have you had any specifically unique experiences doing these free haircuts?
So yeah, there was this one experience, like right there. It was probably one of my most viral videos. So I found someone over there at Burlington, gave him the haircut over here, and this one lady came up to us. She drove by. She was like, "Oh, I love what you're doing, and I was wondering if I could post you on my Facebook." And I thought that she was gonna have like 30 friends on Facebook or something, but then I saw her account and it had like 50,000 members. It was pretty big, and that's when my career started to go like a little bit higher.
All right, so tell us a bit about where you do these free haircuts. Do you have specific locations? Like, I know when I received the news tip about you doing this, it was here for the Winco parking lot, but do you have other areas in the community that you jump around to?
Like any park. I go to any park, just any busy intersection like this, anywhere where a lot of people could see me. Yeah.
Do you have any sort of guesstimate as to how many free haircuts you might have done at this point?
I've probably done around 50 by now. Yeah.
That's a lot. All right, now go ahead and tell us about earning your barber's license right now. I understand you're in the process of getting the hours required for that license. Tell us where you're doing that.
So I'm doing my hours right now at Urban Culture. It's right down by the Link bus station. And it costs like $2,000 to start getting into it. And I barely made the cut because the guy, I guess he's not doing it anymore, at least here in Wenatchee. So yeah, it's a big process doing those 1,000 hours and putting it in the work at the barber shop. It's a big process.
All right, and then just to let our viewers know, unfortunately, you're not able to count those free haircuts for those hours, are you?
I'm not able to count those free haircuts. Anything outside of the barbershop doesn't count, but once I'm like under supervision of the managers over there at the barbershop, then it does count.
What is your favorite aspect of offering free haircuts in the community? What have you learned through that process of each person that you cut hair for?
I've just learned that everybody's different. Everybody has a different personality, different characters, and they all have their own stories. Some people are coming from Panama to like, they're just migrating to a lot of different places and they just end up in my chair. So it's pretty cool just seeing that whole experience, that everybody's like, they have their own life, they have their own experiences, and it's pretty cool to be able to record that and yeah, talk about that.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast, and hope you had a great day and hope you had a great weekend. Boy, it was a hot one out there. I was just speaking to our producer Malcolm prior to the newscast. Our average temperature over the weekend, 100 degrees. We were 97 Saturday and 103 yesterday, so it was a hot July weekend. Another hot one out there today with lots of blue sky looking down at the Wenatchee Valley from our tower camera up on Wenatchee Heights. Lots of wind around the area today, and boy, there are all kinds of watches and warnings, including a critical fire weather warning, a red flag warning, and also a fire watch as we move into later on tonight. This critical fire conditions to about 11 o'clock tonight. The red flag warning will go until then as well. Seeing winds 15 to 30 miles an hour right now. In some locations, seeing wind gusts of 35 to 50 miles an hour. In the Okanagan Valley, you could even see gusts tonight of around 60 miles an hour. We're talking critical fire. Make sure everything is out if you have a fire of any kind, which you shouldn't this time of year. We could see some damaging winds with trees being uprooted and all kinds of damage from those very strong gusty winds. Be careful. Hot one today, as we mentioned, 93 our unofficial high temperature, 88 is our normal now. Our record high, 103, and that was set back in 1996. Another warm overnight low this morning, 73 our low, 62 is where we should be, and our record cold, 50 degrees, and that was set at 1969. Sunrise 5:19, and the sun sets now at 8:54. Let's get you into those Tuesday temperatures. A little bit of a break from the 90s and 100s that we've had the past several days. We're talking 84 in Moses Lake, also Ephrata, 85 in Quincy, just a touch warmer to the west. Wenatchee, Aniat, Chelan, Omak, 86 to 87 degrees, which, as we just showed you, will be slightly below where we should be for this time of year. 85 in Kashmir, 84 the high temperature tomorrow afternoon up in Levvenworth. Tonight we can expect mostly clear skies. This massive area of high pressure that's been there for almost 10 days now, not going anywhere, and that has a big ridge of high pressure over us, and all that warmth from the desert southwest comes our way. Mid-60s for lows tonight. Sunny, still a little bit breezy on Tuesday. Nothing like today, and we'll see high temperatures back to where we should see them for this time of year, into the mid-80s. And if you like the cooler weather, get out there and enjoy it on Wednesday, or Tuesday rather, because on Wednesday, back to the sunshine statewide, and we're also back to temperatures in the 90s. We're talking lower 90s for highs Wednesday afternoon, and we're going to continue that trend trend throughout the end of the week. Thursday, sunny and hot, even warmer than Wednesday, with highs into the mid and upper 90s for almost all of north central and over into eastern Washington. Friday, maybe a little bit of windy, breezy conditions, but the bottom line, it's going to be mostly sunny and hot. Here's an area of low pressure. This is actually called a thermal low. It's caused by all of the heat. It's really not going to produce any moisture, but it could bring some cloud cover, especially by Saturday, and it could kick up some windy conditions in the afternoon Saturday. High temperatures to kick off the weekend into the low 90s. By Saturday, or I should say even a little bit of rain showers activity Saturday for you folks up in Winthrop, Twisp, and even into Omak. And we'll stay partly cloudy on Sunday and still hot with high temperatures to end our weekend into the low 90s. All right, your 7-day forecast tonight, 65 degrees, sunny and cooler, just a bit breezy for Tuesday and 86. And then we jump right back into the 90s, 93 and sun on Wednesday, sunny and hot Thursday, our hottest day at 97. Boy, we're going to stay plenty warm for this time of year, mostly sunny, 96 Friday, a mix of clouds and sun this weekend, still warm with high temperatures in the low 90s. And that's a look at your north central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
BC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV, Season 14. Join your host Mike Mitchell and his special guests as they explore some of the most exciting fisheries BC has to offer. BC Outdoors Sport Fishing TV. Check your listings for airtimes.
And a good Monday to you. The Mariners followed up a gut-wrenching sweep at the hands of the Yankees last week with a 3-game sweep of Detroit over the weekend. Seattle capped the series sweep Sunday with a come-from-behind 8-4 victory, a game in which Julio Rodriguez hit his 3rd home run in the 3rd game in a row. Over the weekend, the Mariners hit 11 dingers, scored 35 runs, and had 40 hits. This, by the way, came against the best team in the American League.
Now out to right field, and this one's got some carry, and that one reaches the seats. He just did it again. Back to back to back for Julio Rodriguez, and the Mariners on the board.
And Brad, this is what we were hoping to see, with Julio in the second half, and it arrives a little bit early here in July. He is getting hot.
Very impressive home run number 14 for Julio, RBI number 49. Randy Arozarena, home run number 9, says June 20. First pitch swinging, and he ties the game up. Garver to left field, and that's got some carry. Garver, wow, does it ever have some carry? A home run for the Mariners catcher today. That breaks the tie. Mitch Garver, number 5, and the Mariners up 3-2.
Torres in the air for right field. That is well struck enough to tie the ball game. Riley in the air for right field. Canzone is back. It is gone! Tiger uppercut for the lead. Riley Green has tied his career high with 24 homers.
Bouncing ball third base by McKinstry, and here comes Julio with the tying run. Cal Raleigh into third. Randy with the bouncing double down the line in left field. And that one is deep to right field and gone in a hurry. A little bat flip, and Jorge and the Mariners have retaken the lead here. Yesterday, Cole Young to right field. He's watching that one go. And that's in the seats as well. Cole Young, number 2, both on this road trip. The Mariners starting to break it open and doing what they do best, and that's slug. 8 batters and did not retire a single one. Julio rips one down the line. That's extra bases into the corner in left field. J.P. Crawford being waved from third. Green's throw not going to be in time. Another run for the Mariners, another extra base hit. That one, though, not a home run.
All-star, and he, hands the torch over to Randy. He's been
Double steal
playing so
here.
well. Yeah.
Julio in there, and he'll continue to go. And look at Cal Raleigh getting all the way to third on the E2. Wow. And there it is, swing and a miss. 11 pitches for Munoz to go through the Tigers in the 9th inning. They complete the sweep. They complete the first half of the season on a high note.
Seattle's off until Friday when they'll host Houston in a showdown for first place in the American League West following the All-Star break. Well, Seattle heads into the break with a 51-45 record, 5 games behind Houston in the division. Astros fell to Texas Sunday 5-1 as the Rangers took 2 of 3 from Houston. Athletics beat Toronto 6-3 and Arizona down the Angels 5-1. Wenatchee came back to beat Nanaimo Sunday 5-2 to take 2 of 3 from the Night Owls over the weekend. Apple Sox scored 2 runs on a throwing error in the 8th to take a 3-2 lead and then added 2 more in the 9th on Davis DeRico's 2-run single. Adam Hates worked out of a bases-loaded jam in the 9th to earn the save for Aiden Gonzalez.
Next pitch is tapped to Hansen tried to throw the runner out at first, or the batter runner, and now he is at third as 2 runs have come in for the Apple Sox, and they now lead 3-2. Infield in, a 2-strike delivery and hit up the middle, 1 run scores. Another run coming to the plate. Arnold to the plate, ball gets away, that's 2 runs. And Davis DeRico heads down to second base. Next pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3. 3-2 pitch again, called strike 3. That's 2 out. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. The base is loaded here in the bottom of the 9th. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Apple Sox escape with a 5-2 win here on Sunday afternoon at Sir Oxman Stadium.
Wenatchee improved to 19-17 on the season with Sunday's win. They'll be back in action Friday after the WCL All-Star break against Nanaimo at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. NCWLIFE, by the way, will have live coverage beginning at 6:30. Well, Bellingham completed a 3-game sweep of Kamloops Sunday with an 8-2 decision. Victoria earned a walk-off bases-loaded walk to beat Kelowna 10-9. Edmonton took 2 of 3 from Port Angeles with Sunday's 9-5 win. Portland swept Ridgefield 6-2. Corvallis scored 32 runs over the weekend to sweep Walla Walla, including Sunday's 13-2 win. Springfield doubled up Marion Berries 8-4, and Bend beat Yakima Valley also 8-4. Victoria is out to the early lead in the North Division second half race with a 10-2 record. Edmonton is 2.5 games back at 6-3. Wenatchee has a ton of work to do with a 3-6 record, 5.5 games out of first place. West Coast League is taking a pause this week for the All-Star game in Bellingham. That'll be on Wednesday night. Well, despite a scary wreck that sent a racer to the hospital, Thunder in the Valley was a fan favorite over the weekend at Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. Super modified driver Frankie Voles Jr. was injured in a crash Saturday and was hospitalized with a back injury. An update on social media this morning said no surgery was needed. Voles posted, quote, "Great news, no surgery, back brace, and some recovery time," end quote. Well, Quincy's Glenn Knutson drove his number 16 to the win in the Ted Mitchell Modified Showdown. Moses Lake's Eric Hector was second, followed by Wenatchee's Jan Evans. Marty Rosler won the IWS Sprint Car Series main event. Cody Ridge was second, followed by Jim White of Kamloops. The checkered flag flew for Fresno, California's Jim Burgess. San Martin, California's Bobby Dalton was second. Colbert, Washington's TJ Sneva placed third. Local driver Mike Roberts took the main event in the Northwest Focus Midgets class. Edgewood's Riley Deaver was second, followed by Des Moines' Kurt Boyle. Super Oval is off until August 2nd when they'll get together with Christmas in August with a drifting showdown. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Monday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.